Hello and welcome. Thank you for stopping by our second video. I want to talk today about the importance of doing what we're doing. Why are we involved in coaching? And what is it all about? And how does it, if at all, how does it pertain to or apply to the Christian life? Well, I think the Christian life is not that too much different than any other number of lifestyles. For instance, everybody that I know of who has ever had a desire to excel in what they were doing. Let's take, for instance, swimming. If you're on a swim team and if you're in competition, you will want to practice and be always at your best when you're swimming. After all, trophies, gold medals, or the school record or whatever depends on how well you do. Not only in swimming, but let's take a professional ice skating. They practice and practice and practice. We only see usually the few minutes of finished product, but we don't see the rigorous and constant practice and going over it and going over it again. Recently I read of someone who is an excellent golfer. He's been on the PGA Tour for years and years. And this PGA professional hired, once again, an outstanding coach because he wanted to improve his game, and he wanted to make sure that had he slipped into some dangerous habits that were keeping him from excelling, he went through the expense of and the rigors of having a personal coach with him for days and days, correcting a few things and polishing up on some of the basics because he had not been doing exactly as he had hoped he would do when it comes to his golfing profession. It has a spiritual application as well. Remember that Jesus said to his followers, "You teach them to observe whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always." Because we, as not only believers and a part of the Christian community, need to be at our best, but we do have a tendency, if we're not careful, to slip into some of those not so good little habits that take away from our spiritual lives and spiritual content, and oftentimes we are not even aware of it. The word observe has really at least two applications. Number one, to adhere to a custom or a holiday. How do we observe Christmas? How do we observe the 4th of July? And secondly, the word observe means to see or to pay real close attention to. And so you see, both of them are very important to us. Teach them to observe, and also to pay attention to what I have commanded or required or asked of you. One of the things that we want to make sure that we do always that is to represent Him and to represent the Word, the truth, and our position as believers in a good and in an excellent way. And so my thought for today is the reason for coaching. I can't get out there and live your life for you. You can't live my life for me. But perhaps I could encourage you to look at some things and to once again re-examine where you are and what is going on in your life, to make sure that we haven't allowed something to slip away from us that is important in the believer's life. When it comes to the NFL and football players, they have, which is true also in baseball, they have various coaches for various parts of the game. They have a defensive coach and offensive coach. They have quarterback coaches, people who have been there and who have experienced that and who know what a person should do. And they're constantly on the sidelines viewing, watching, to see if the quarterback that they represent is holding on to the ball too long, is not taking the steps back that he needs to step, is hurrying his throw, is doing something, falling into a trap. And then, of course, as soon as they have an opportunity at halftime or whatever, make adjustments and remind that quarterback or that offensive line or that defensive line that certain things are required of them, certain things they need to do. Do it this way. Try it this way. See if that will help you. And so, building a case for not just preaching. Many times I have found down through the years, guilty myself, we pick up on a subject and we run with that and we build a sermon around it, and whether or not it's applicable to 70%, 80% of the people listening to us or viewing, we don't know, but we've got a good sermon, we've got a good topic, and so we run with it. Rather than hearing the words of Jesus again and again, He said to us, come to me, and then He said, learn of me, L-E-A-R-N, learn of me, so that you can go out there and do what I've taught you, and also share with others what I have shown and taught you. So we are to be conduits, channels only, the old hymn says, so that others may observe and others may pick up on and be coached or encouraged to do something in a certain way or a certain fashion. And so that's my case for spiritual life coaching, just to help us brush up on, get back to, emphasize once again those things that are essential. Jesus said to one of the churches of Asia Minor in the first few books of Revelation, He said, I have somewhat against you because you have left. He didn't say lost. He said, you have left your first love. Well, if there's any way that we can encourage and promote and provoke people to returning to their first love, then, of course, our mission, our purpose will then have been complete. Thanks for viewing again today. I appreciate it so much, sitting here in front of my fireplace for a little fireside chat. And come back and see us again next time.